So if you look at my team and you see Dustin May, Javier Baez, Christian Yelich, and Mike Napoli, they have a little outline on them, and that is called a parallel. For those of you who are new to MLB The Show, parallels are kind of like upgrading your cards. So basically how it works is if you literally just play with the card and you record stats, so literally they could go 0 for 4 every game and you're still going to get PXP, which stands for Parallel XP. And if you get to certain levels, every attribute will go up by 1, and when you get to Superfactor, they're all +5. So today I'm going to be talking about the fastest way you can get all your cards to Superfactor Parallel. Before I show you my favorite methods, just realize that it's not going to happen very quickly. You have to get a ton of PXP. It is not easy. It's not going to happen in a certain amount of time, and you're not going to get it in one day unless you're a beast like Hardpart, for example. Shout out Hardpart if you're watching this. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys the way that I prefer to do it. So my favorite way is through events. Now, obviously with events, not every card is going to qualify for an event. But in events, you can build your team however you like. You can quit out of games, or I don't know if there's a cooldown penalty in events. But let's say I want to Superfactor Dustin May for this example. I'll go to my team, I'll put Dustin May in my rotation, there he is, and then that's my team. What I'll do is I'll play a game with him, and then what I can do, if you want to do it really fast, you play a game with him in events, and then you restart your entry every single time, and you want to do that because his stamina will replenish. If you play a game with him and his stamina's down, and you forfeit your entry and you re-enter, his stamina is going to be normal. And so for that, you can play with him every single event game, which is really going to speed up the process. Now, another reason why I like events is because you'll notice when you exit games and you look at the PXP consumption or whatever it's called, you get a boost for 2 different things. So you get a double boost. When you're playing with cards online, you get a boost. So you get a boost for playing online, and you get a boost for playing a certain difficulty. And I did the math. If it's the same as it is in previous years, if you're playing online and on All-Star, which is what it is for events, it'll give you a double boost. So if we look at, I'll just pull up this Mookie Betts for example. If we look at the parallels, 1.0 times PXP. That's basically saying if you have 1 plate appearance, you'll get 10 PXP. When you're playing in events, it'll be 2.0. I know it doesn't show the difficulty multipliers there, but it happens. So if you're playing in events, literally it'll take you half of the time it takes normally because you have 2 times with the multiplier. So if you get 100 PXP in a game, it'll tally 200 because of the boost. Now, I mentioned Dustin May for this event. I'm going to bring up hitters now. Hitters, they're still very good to use in events, but pitching is better for events. They're both good, but pitching is going to go by quicker because you can pitch with them every single game if you do what I just told you to do. For hitting wise, I mean, look, they're going to be playing every game. You're only going to come to bat 1 every 9 at-bats. You're still going to get that 2 times multiplier, which is good. So hitting isn't as good as pitching, but that honestly just happens with parallels, because if we go to parallels for pitchers, pitching parallels go by so faster. If you wonder why in Team Affinity you have to get 600 PXP for a starter or a reliever and only 200 for a hitter, it's because that's how long it takes. It will take you the same amount of time to get 600 PXP from a pitcher than it will for 200 for a hitter, just because it's a lot easier. Because of mostly the innings pitch PXP, you get 40 for the 1.0 multiplier. If you have like the 2.0 multiplier, you pitch 3 innings, you get a win, you get a bunch of strikeouts, quality start, you honestly could get like 600 PXP per start, like in events. It's pretty crazy. And hitting wise, it's a lot slower. But now I'm going to talk about a different way which benefits hitters more than pitchers. Alright, so say I want to get PXP with everyone in my lineup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to single player, I'm going to go to play versus CPU. It doesn't really matter what team. I just do the Orioles because they don't really have any good pitching cards in the game. They're a good team in real life, obviously. But make it on rookie difficulty, hit away, and you're literally just going to play versus the CPU. It doesn't really matter what pitcher you pick. If you want to get PXP with the pitcher, then like select the pitcher. So let's say I'm trying to upgrade DeGrom, but this is mostly for hitting. It will help your pitching, but basically what I'm saying is focus on this method for hitting. But if you have a pitcher that you also want to just do, choose that pitcher, and I'm going to show you why. Because with this method, you're going to have to hit with 8 batters. So we're going to load into this game right here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we are in the game right now. I have Manny Machado leading off. This isn't my God squad, by the way. This is my mission squad. And so what you're going to want to do is just hit. Like literally just do whatever you need. For this Team Affinity mission, for Manny Machado, I need extra base hits. So I'm going to try to get an extra base hit. I think that's going to be caught. That's unfortunate. Yeah, look at that PCI. But anyways, you're literally just going to play against the CPU and just farm hits and stats. Now, obviously, it's not insanely entertaining, but I mean, it gets the job done. There's Cabrera. I needed extra base hits with Miguel Cabrera. Or actually, no, he's going to stay at first because he has 10 speed. But what you're doing here is you're tallying stats with these cards, and you are getting PXP. Now, you aren't getting the multiplier. You aren't getting either multipliers because it's not on All-Star and it's not online. I mean, you can make it All-Star for play versus CPU if you want to, but it is more difficult. So ultimately, it comes down to what you prefer. But I'm literally just going to be grinding stats with my players over and over and over until I get whatever I want, or until I get to the 8th batter. The way it works with PXP is there's a hit with Votto. That's literally what I needed. I needed one more hit with him, and then I'm done with that mission in Team Affinity. What you need to do for the PXP to count, you have to have 8 at-bats. So it has to go to the 9th hitter. Once you're at your 9th hitter, if you want to quit, you can quit. If you want to keep getting stats, then you can keep getting stats. But if you want your PXP to count, you have to go to the 9th hitter. Now, if you're just tallying stats, if you're not going for PXP and you're just tallying stats, you can quit whenever you want. So, I mean, there's a hit or an out with Trout. I'm not really trying to get PXP right now. I'm just trying to show you guys this method. But anyway, well, how many batters am I at? Okay, but basically you get to your 9th batter and then the PXP is going to count. It's not going to count for when I quit here, but it will for you guys. One thing too, if you end an inning and you don't have your 8th hitter, that's fine. You just got to pitch inning and then you go back into the 2nd and you get to your 8th hit, or to your 9th hitter technically. But that's why I was saying, if you have a pitcher you want to parallel, you might as well just start him every time so you can pitch that inning with him. But in that method, you're going to be prioritizing hitters. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new here, I'm Nick from Begins Gaming. I'll be posting MLB The Show 23 content all year long. Follow me on all my socials, on Twitter if you want, Instagram if you want, TikTok if it doesn't get banned. But all in all, make sure you subscribe here so you don't miss any of my content. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been your host, Nick from Begins Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.